Hey Abdul, I appreciated your post today, and I think it's a great thing that you raised, and interesting the synchronicity that happens in our life where something comes up really in a couple ways. And so it sounds like both in your marriage and at work, you're in a situation where one path is to be somebody's second, somebody's backup option. I went through a huge season of like this in my own life, and it was really instrumental in me kind of sorting my own insides out, coming to a place where I concluded the only reason I would allow myself to be a backup option in anyone's story is because I'm not my first option. And so this is why I'm excited to see you come into this, because when it starts to stand out to me, oh, I'm a second. I'm at a crossroads. I have a decision to make, and it's not so much which job do I take and what do I do with the woman in my life. It's, am I going to start choosing me? And what do I mean by me? Choosing your authentic self. I'm not talking about choosing your boyish ego. I'm talking about knowing what is really you and knowing that that person has value, worth, and significance, and that you're worth you choosing you. And so here's my general takeaway. If you don't choose you in your day-to-day life, meaning that you basically subjugate yourself for the will and betterment of other people, that you place yourself second, everybody in your life will do the same thing. People at work will put you second, people in your marriage will put you second, because you put you second. And so my chief encouragement would be, start putting you first. Now this rubs some of us wrong when we first hear it, because it sounds like self-exaltation and self-service, and that's not what I mean. I mean this, that your life is uniquely yours, and in your life, when you elevate somebody else first, you do that by devaluing you. And when you devalue yourself, you put yourself second in your own damn life. And when you're walking around in the energy of, I'm second even in my own life, meaning I don't even prioritize me in my life, that's exactly, remember, through the lens that you look, that's the way you'll live. And so people will recognize, well, that guy doesn't put himself first. Why would we? Right? Why would somebody trust you more than you trust you? Why would somebody love you more than you love you? Why would somebody admire you more than you admire you? Why would somebody choose you when you don't choose you? And so one of the most transformative things in a man's life is not so much that he starts choosing himself, it's that he addresses really the why he doesn't choose himself, which is really an act of self-rejection. It's really an act of judgment against you. When you stop judging yourself, and what I mean by that is stop holding yourself to a standard where you're not enough, so that you stop basically picking yourself as the loser in judgments, which is why you put yourself second to begin with. When you do that and you actually accept yourself, you begin to love, appreciate, admire, respect, and value yourself. You stop putting yourself second, and mark my words, when you do that, other people will stop putting you second too. And I think what you're seeing in your work and in your marriage is just basically your worldview coming home to roost. You're like a lot of dads and husbands who put everybody else ahead of him, and he lost himself in the grand scheme of things. He forgot who he was, and when he did remember who he was, he compared himself to some other fictitious standard, concluded and he didn't measure up, and therefore he isn't worthy of the life he wants. And once you start living in the story that you're not worthy of the life you want, that's exactly what will happen in your life. I hope this makes sense. I hope you keep going on this journey to put yourself back at the top in your own life. And when you do, I think that'll be great. I personally, if I was trying to go there, and when I was trying to step into this is what I did. I took actions congruent with putting myself first in my own life. And so I would just ask you, because none of us have the answers for what you should do, what does putting yourself first in your work and in your marriage look like? Again, I'm not talking about dismissing other people. What does it look like to choose you? To choose being authentic, to be unapologetically yourself, What does that look like? And I think if you do that, you'll like the way both of those things go. So with that, I wish you a good afternoon. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.